As always, we like to reward you for watching this broadcast. Before things get underway, make sure that you leave the phrase that pays underneath this very video on our YouTube channel, The Kingdom Report on YouTube. The phrase that pays this week to win yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug: Happy Birthday Disneyland. That's right, Happy Birthday Disneyland is the phrase that pays to get yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug. Leave that comment after our live video posts underneath the video, and you will be entered to win yourself your very own mug. You have between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to leave the phrase Happy Birthday Disneyland in order to win yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug. We'll choose you at random and let you know that you won and get the color and choice on out your direction. Hey, on today's broadcast, a Disneyland update on the sellout of the Oogie Boogie Bash Halloween party. Walt Disney World has demolished some iconic elements of their property. Disneyland is bringing 2 nighttime shows to an end, and Disney World is talking TRON Lightcycle Run details, and we celebrate 67 years of Disneyland Park magic. All of that and the latest Disney Parks news and discussion. Kingdom Report Live starts right after the countdown.
Come to this happy place. Welcome.
It's a beautiful day outside at the Disneyland Resort as we take a look through the eye of the HojoAnaheim.com Mattercam, all the way through the tree line and off over to the Matterhorn, as well as that Finding Nemo submarine voyage reopening for us coming July the 25th. I don't know about you. I can't wait to be stuffed in a sub with a bunch of sweaty strangers once again. Well, great to have you with us, everybody. It's Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you once again. An all-new Kingdom Report live, coming to you from the Warner Brothers Studios Media District here in beautiful Burbank, California, right up the road from the Disneyland Resort and around the corner from the Walt Disney Studios. You see it every time we drive on in. See that water tower? We also see the hospital where Walt passed right across the street. I always think about that, too. It's always very touching. Oh, really puts you in touch with the legacy, I got to tell you. But it's great to be with you once again. As always, thank you for making this a stop on your content-consuming dial, whether you are listening to us or you are watching us via Facebook Live, YouTube live streaming. Maybe you're watching us after the fact. We know the majority of you do on demand. It means so much that we could be a part of your life in any small way. And as always, remember that, we cut some videos for you throughout the week, too. It's not just our live show on Saturday, so be sure to check out the Kingdom Report on YouTube for all kinds of videos, all kinds of content for you, in addition to this very show. And we have a lot of things to get to this week. Before we get there, though, I always have some individuals with me to help talk a little trusted theme park perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, with me once again, travel agent Katrina Manzone and theme park analyst Tyler Crouch.
Look how snazzy he
Hello.
looks.
Oh, the most dapper.
I'm feeling very snazzy today.
Wow.
Yeah.
So snazzy.
What's the occasion? Is it Disneyland's birthday?
It's 100% Disneyland's birthday, and only that. There was no other reason for me to dress up today.
I missed the memo. I apologize. I'm underdressed now by comparison.
But I feel
and
like usually it's the other way around. Usually I've just got like a t-shirt on, so
Oh,
I gotta feel fancy every now and then. Give it up to me for once. Just thank you. Well, that's not what I meant.
That's exactly
Okay,
what
well,
you
you can
meant.
clap for
Yeah,
me. Go
right.
ahead,
Oh,
go
yeah. Outstanding. Oh.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Oh, and for those that are just listening, sporting a navy blue blazer,
Oh yeah.
a vest underneath, a, shall we call it, Little Mermaid style.
Flounder blue.
Yeah, flounder blue.
Flounder blue. There you go.
I was going to say
Blue.
turquoise-esque
You know.
tie, and got a little something there in the pocket.
Yep. This is my sweat rag.
There. For what is arguably the worst season of the year.
No,
Hot
objectively
summertime.
the worst season.
He says objectively. I say arguably, because I think there's an argument to be made there. Man. Don't get him started.
I'm leaving.
He'll get you. Oh, well, great to have you both with us as always. There's always a ton of news to get to, and that leads us to the very segment that we call the Disney News Review. Disney News Review time. Taking a look at some of the biggest stories coming out of Disney parks domestically from across the United States. First up, that Oogie Boogie Bash, if you were looking forward to it, if you wanted to go, I hope that you were ready with a trigger finger when it comes to your computer, because tickets went on sale for the Oogie Boogie Bash, Disneyland's series of Halloween parties in September and October on June the 28th. In less than a week, 2 months of events were totally sold out. Numbers guru Sean Nyberg on Twitter broke down the pricing and selling power of this party, pointing out that the average ticket price in 2019 was $125.50, and the event sold out in 140 days. In 2021, the average ticket price was $136.60, and the event sold out in 35 days. This year, the average ticket price is $149.42, and the event sold out in 4 days. The most expensive nights, including Halloween itself, cost $179 per person. And Katrina, what sort of hope do you think people have when it comes to potentially obtaining tickets to this now very exclusive party?
The black market. That is pretty much the only hope you have, is like a black market if someone can't go to like the show or like go to the event, is to just buy it off of somebody, keep posting or keep watching on Facebook groups, on like any kind of group, and like keep in the know, because you're not going to get it. They're not going to like, what is it called? Refill.
You don't
I
think
guess.
they're gonna refill? I'm
I
kind of
really
hoping
hope
they will.
so, because I mean, I'm even on the black market right now trying to find tickets, because I
didn't
was
get 'em.
not on. I know, that's what I'm on the black market
I
for,
know.
to find.
I know that you know.
I'm so sad. We missed it. So we are part
Unreal.
of this group. I know.
I'm
I know.
sad. I'm
I
really
was
sad.
busy. I didn't even think about it. And then we were busy doing other things, weddings and stuff. And and the next thing you know, we're like, oh, we got to go buy. Oh, they're sold out.
You can
Awesome.
delay a wedding as long as you need to. You can't delay getting tickets for these types
I
of
know.
parties.
I should have like put everything on hold.
And this
for
is
it.
Tyler's favorite season coming
It
up.
is my
know.
favorite season, and I've been let down.
Wow.
I mean, it's insane though, because it's the fastest it's ever sold out, like you said.
Yeah,
And
it's very
there's
disappointing.
Wild, right?
It's
I
honestly
never
my
thought to
favorite.
myself, oh, I have to get tickets like in the first 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I never would have thought that was what
Because
I
even
would have
last
to do,
year we
so.
were on it. We had we had 3 computers open. We kept refreshing. It was like a problem because we everybody had issues the first day.
Right.
And then we got the tickets first night of and everything. We were so happy. And then it took like literally 2 weeks for the first night to actually be sold out last year.
Yeah,
and so
right.
we're like, oh, okay.
Pretty
So,
wild.
3 days, everybody. So, I mean, maybe Disney may add a couple, but honestly, I really doubt it. There's like a point where I just think like Disney would rather, sell a full price ticket and not do a party than just like pretty much like take off more days from the week to do the
So
party.
you're doubtful that they're going to add dates? Are you doubtful that they're going to add capacity to parties?
I feel like I want to say yes, because usually like the first like week or like the first few events, they always do less capacity just for like, growing pains and stuff, just to make sure it goes well. So maybe they may add a trickle or so, but I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think it'll be a big enough sort of capacity growth to
Yeah,
make
like
a
I feel like
difference,
it's not going to be big enough for them to actually add tickets, because then it's just going to like when they do say it, they're not going to give advance notice. They're just going to like pop it on Twitter and just say, hey, we're adding a couple more tickets to the thing.
Good
or
luck.
or it'll be silent, and then it'll just like quietly add it, which will make even everybody upset. It'd make me upset if they just quietly added it in. They would have to add like more dates. They couldn't add like, a couple hundred or 100 people for every date. I don't think it would be enough.
And it feels to me like maybe this took them by surprise too. I mean, it's that radical change from last year to this year, and who would have expected 4 days, right? Maybe this took them by surprise too. And I feel like it would be short-sighted business-wise not to ramp up a couple of more parties just for the sake of trying to capitalize on the demand.
They would add more, or at least do like an encore, like a November 1st one would be really cool.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
but like
That would be cool.
everybody wants to go because they want to see Zombie Captain America. It's Avengers Campus. That's the reason why.
we all know unofficial Christmas starts November 1st. So
No, for me, it hurt to say it because like November, like literally 12:01, I am like Christmas tree is up. Take all the Halloween decorations down. I don't want it.
torch them.
Get rid of it.
Don't
And
you touch
then,
my Halloween
but then it'd be really
decorations.
cool if they did do like an encore type thing. If they did like a November 1st thing, and then if they added a couple more days, would be nice, just so they can add more people. So then we have a chance to get a ticket.
No kidding. It's pretty shocking, to say the least, that these things just flew right out the door. And
Crazy.
who knows what we'll see. I'm confident, though. I think that there will be some sort of give here from Disney. There has to be, for the sake of how quickly this happened, and I think for how many people have been disappointed in the process, because no doubt this took a lot of people by surprise, especially given the track record of sort of how I was talking about how things were laid out in these last couple of terms where they sold in past years, and how quickly they went and how much time there was. Now 4 days, like I don't think anybody anticipated it was going to be that fast.
Did you get a ticket?
I did not. You know what? And I missed my Magic Key pre-sale window that I was going to capitalize on, mainly because I thought I was living in the past. I thought it was a week ahead, and I was so focused on other things, and that was the last thing on my mind. And then, when I started seeing the backlash on social media, I was like, no, I missed my window, and now it's done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was a joke when I saw it
Yeah.
the first time on Twitter. I was like, no, it's not sold out. Oh my God, it's sold out.
Yeah. And imagine, the casual guest who was not prepared, who was not thinking about this. I mean, this is stuff that we, sort of live our lives around, and we even missed it. So, imagine the casual guest that might just be coming to the Halloween festivities hoping that they were going to easily pick up a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. And I guess, Tyler, how do you measure the Oogie Boogie Bash when it comes to Halloween offerings by comparison of like other SoCal theme parks and what they have to offer?
Well, in a lot of ways, it's kind of apples and oranges. I feel like, Disney really does what they do best, and they bank on their characters, and they want you to meet all these cool villains that you barely get to see ever. And, especially in the past couple years now, they're letting like all the characters talk to you while you're waiting for candy and things like that. And so that's a whole cool thing when you really love those characters and really love Disney, and you want to be able to experience those things. But I mean, when you're talking about things like Knott's Berry Farm and Universal Studios and even Six Flags to a certain extent, it's just completely different, because they're just trying to scare the pants off you. And and they're also good at using their IPs. I mean, last year they had a really great Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein house at Universal Studios, which I loved. So they do great at that stuff, and it's hard to compare them because they're apples and oranges. But it's kind of like, do you want to be really scared, or do you want to kind of be immersed in this kind of fantasy, with all these characters? But I think that's just kind of up to you. As far as like value goes, I almost do feel like the value is better at like places like Knott's Berry Farm and Universal for the money, because first of all, the tickets are much cheaper than $140. And also, I feel like they just really transform like every inch of these parks into a Halloween thing, where Disney is getting a lot better at that, but it's not quite like that yet, I feel like. So, yeah, that's how I would compare them. I think it depends on what you're looking for,
Absolutely. And yeah, lots of additional Halloween offerings in and around the Southern California area. So if you were going to Disneyland specifically trying to get yourself some Oogie Boogie Bash tickets and now you're out of luck, again, keep your eye on things. I have a sneaking suspicion that we might see something pop up here in the not too distant future. But you do have a lot of other options in and around Southern California that you could take advantage of. Granted, a little bit more scary and a little bit more intense. However, take what you can get, I suppose, at this point. And let us know in the comment section if you were able to snag your very own Oogie Boogie Bash party ticket.
It's a tongue twister.
Say it 3 times fast. And
don't do it. He'll appear and
he'll attack me. Yeah, we want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments if you got yourself one of those tickets. All right, moving along here. The Disneyland Resort is about to end 2 nighttime shows that feel like they just came back. All Ears reports that at the Disneyland Resort, they welcomed back the Disneyland Forever Fireworks Show in April 2022, and the Main Street Electrical Parade returned in the same month. But now both of those shows are going to be leaving Disneyland. Disney announced that both the Disneyland Forever Fireworks Show and the Main Street Electrical Parade will be leaving Disneyland on September 1st of this year. They said that both entertainment offerings would complete their limited time run on that date. Kind of wild to think that, they showed up here late spring and they're already set for departure. Tyler, what likely would fill this void? I think typically at this stage in the year, we're heading towards like seasonal shows, Halloween Screams Fireworks, Believe in Holiday Magic sort of filling the void. But if you were to speculate, I suppose what happens beyond the holidays? Are we going to be seeing something new or something reused on Main Street and in the sky?
I mean, I think we're still trying to recover from COVID, and they are still not really into spending too much money on things right now. So if I had to guess, I would think we're going to see a lot of reused shows that are going to come back. Gosh, what's that parade even called? Magic Happens? Is that Magic happened one time?
Yeah, apparently happened.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what you called it?
I mean,
Magic apparently happens. Yeah.
I can see Magic Happens coming back finally, because that needs to happen. Magic needs to happen. And I think that we're going to see a lot of they're going to stick to their guns for a little while. And I can't imagine they're going to be producing like a bunch of new shows. I just don't really see that in the future. But, you never know. I guess in the next couple of years we could possibly see something, but I think they're just going to rest on what they have at the moment, because just right now they can even just say, oh, fireworks are back at Disneyland, and people are into that. So I could see Paint the Night coming back for sure. I think that'll probably be back next summer, and that's what I'm expecting. Nothing new really.
Outstanding. I know that there's an awful lot of focus around what may be announced at D23.
Yeah.
And whether or not there might be something tied to in-park entertainment and, something that might be related to new spectaculars coming online. I think potentially, and this is just me putting my Imagineer hat on, I think maybe we'll see something more along the lines of Disney World getting something new entertainment related.
Sure.
For their 50th, for their last hurrah for their 50th. Is that what you're saying?
We're going to make another attempt at this, everyone.
One more time, you guys. Just one more.
We'll try and make it special. We'll try and do something extra. I don't know. I feel like we might see something along those lines for Disney World. And yeah, I mean, you're right, Tyler. They're sitting on the Magic Happens parade.
Well, the holiday season's right now. Halloween starts on the 2nd, so they end on the 1st. The D23 is happening that weekend, so they're probably going to announce some extra little thing they're going to be doing, and then maybe they're going to announce Magic Happens again at the beginning of the year to make because there's always a downhill the attendance is always down kind of January, February. So maybe they'll make an announcement saying we're bringing it back, you guys. Maybe February, maybe for a wedding, maybe they'll do it for us.
Maybe.
I doubt it fully.
Just for your wedding. What a finale.
Oh my God,
That
can you
would be
imagine?
an expensive wedding.
Magic Happens, Trina's wedding.
you know that Disneyland charges like $1,500 for Mickey Mouse to show up to your wedding
For 30 minutes.
For 30 minutes, like
Just one of them, not two.
and if you want Minnie, it's like $2,500 or something like that. So like Mickey and Minnie together.
I was gonna say,
like
she
she's
charges more.
No. No, I mean when you have them both together. So yeah, I can't imagine having an entire parade happen for your wedding because boy, that's not going to be cheap.
I mean, you could buy out the park.
Hey.
That would also be very expensive.
Who knows? Maybe Kanye and Pete Davidson will one day show us what it's like to have Disneyland to yourself for your wedding and have a parade.
I don't need anything with Kanye.
No, yeah,
Dedicated.
they can stay
He's
away
nuts.
from me.
Oh, I didn't say Kanye.
Oh.
Pete
I thought
Davidson.
you did.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you said Kanye
Kim
and
and
Pete
Pete
Davidson.
Did I say Kanye and Pete?
Yeah,
yeah.
I meant Kim and Pete.
Oh,
Sorry, yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know why Kanye and Pete are
Forgive me.
together.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a hell of a
K
time.
words, yeah, Kim and Pete. Maybe they'll buy Disneyland when they get married. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, lots of potential new entertainment that could be announced come D23 time. It seems about sort of right for the sake of restarting the engines of both Disneyland and Walt Disney World, especially as Walt Disney World heads towards the end of their sort of 50th anniversary spectacular. Disneyland, I think this might be a sort of chart, maybe setting course, realigning of charts for Disneyland, moving ahead, sort
That's
of a
what they
thing.
did with Fantasmic. They gave everybody a D23, like a preview, like we were part of it, like when they did like the special ending. So maybe they're gonna bring something additional. Maybe they're gonna, because they're changing up like a parade or something. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna do something like that.
Yeah, maybe they'll
Like
add
a fireworks show.
Maybe they'll add a float to paint the night or something. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I know there was extenuating circumstances these past couple years, but now when they announce things at D23, I'm not gonna be so like gung ho and cavalier about it. Like, oh, that's so awesome. Like I'm gonna be like,
happen.
I'm gonna wait and see what they're gonna do because it's
For how
like,
disappointed we've been.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
I
yeah.
think probably like half of the things they announced didn't happen. At the half at the least. So.
Let us go back to when they announced Galaxy's Edge and all that was
boy.
supposed to be in that
yeah,
land.
exactly,
Don't
that
get them
too.
started. Yeah. No, I didn't like that. Well,
Let's talk about Smuggler's Run for a second. No, sorry.
you look too dapper to be that upset today. So yeah, let's move along.
Sorry.
Hey, next up, Disney Parks. Did you hear what they're doing finally in their app? Well, they're adding a complimentary car locator to their official apps. Disney's introducing a new complimentary feature on its apps that will help you locate your car in parking lots. Car Finder, presented by State Farm, uses location technology to find and save your parking details. It'll be available at Disneyland later this year, and if you can't wait until then, it gets an early debut at Disney World this summer. Wild to think that we now have a Car Finder feature in the app. Katrina, Disneyland and Disney World have some of the biggest parking areas known to mankind. I guess, what do you make of this new Car Finder feature in 2022?
I feel like, hooray.
Yeah.
That's great. That's so great. I mean, Disney World's parking lots are massive. Like, Disneyland's are cute because they're, stackable. But this Disney World's spread out.
The sprawl.
It's I was like, why don't you guys just build a building and then just go upwards instead of outwards? Because it just takes 45 minutes for you to get your car. So if you lose your car in Disney World, you better stay pretty much until the end of the night to find your car. Because
It's like walking through the desert.
It honestly, if you don't remember what line you're in and what area you're in, you're lost.
Yeah.
You're done. Even we had to help our friend find her car because she was lost and she was going way out of the way. So that's great. I'm really happy for them finally doing this. And then maybe the next step is to actually get in-park reservations on the app instead of making you go to an external website. But I think this is great. Yay, State Farm, because we all know that they paid for it, not Disney, because their name's on it. So good job, State Farm.
Good job, State Farm.
You helped us save our car because we don't know sometimes where we park it at Disney World.
I know.
We usually have to I have to memorize okay, as soon as because we're used to Disneyland, right?
Yeah, right.
We step out of the car, I look at if I'm red or green or whatever, and I kind of figured out where I parked. But then when we go to Disney World, sometimes we get out of the car talking, and then we just start walking. I'm like, what?
You don't even think about it.
Wait,
yeah.
where do we park? And then we have to okay, we're kind of okay, we figured it out, So we have to look at other cars that are surrounding. So I remember the easiest one was when the Wienermobile was there. And I was like, we're parked next to the Wienermobile. And that was the easiest time to find our car. at the end of the night.
Iconic. Wienermobile hanging out.
Very iconic.
I can find my car now.
And we not only saw it at Animal Kingdom,
yeah.
but also at Epcot.
It was following it.
The next day.
Yeah.
Wiener tracking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
But I'm really happy for this because when people don't really know, you can get really lost.
I do
guess
it kind of the old school way. I take my phone out and take a picture of the nearest sign.
Oh yeah, you could do that too.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
That was
That's
helpful.
the thing that doesn't make sense to me, right? Is like, I feel like when you lose your car, it's because you're like so excited about your day, you're not paying attention, right?
Sure.
So if that's why you lost your car, are you going to be like, oh, let me pull out the Disneyland app and remember to mark it down on the locator,
great
the car
point.
locator.
Yeah.
Like,
How
I don't know
easy is
how
this gonna
helpful
be
it
to
actually
use?
is.
You
to
know
be
what I
honest.
mean?
But
Probably not too easy.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think on like Google, like you can just like ping it on like Waze or Google where you parked or something, and then it'll kind of lead you back to where it is.
Oh, that's
I don't
nice.
know how easy it's going to be on the app. I'm curious to see like how many things you have to go through to like do it, because I don't think when you open it, it's just going to pop up being like, hey, I feel like you just parked. Do you want to mark your spot?
You're right. After all of the, you mentioned it here, for all of the motions you have to go through in order just to make a park reservation, like through external sites relating to the app, like you can't do it in app. You're right. I sure hope that this really is truly integrated into the
Scroll
app.
to the
and-
bottom. You have to like submit, I
Yeah.
accept or whatever, and then now Disney knows where you parked your car.
And just to make
That's true,
sure, you'll need to re-enter your email and password
Mm-hmm.
to confirm that this is where you parked. And yeah, hopefully
Security code, because obviously you tried to log in from an external source, all those
not.
things.
Reset password. Oh, it's the best. And I guess, Tyler, what do you find is the best place to park Disneyland side? I know that, it's a car culture in Southern California. Certainly, you've got things like the Mickey and Friends parking garage, the new Pixar Pals extension, to it all, their new mega garage basically extension. You also have way out the Toy Story and Friends parking out on Catella, and a couple of pockets in between. I suppose, is there a spot that you would prefer when going to park?
Well, I mean, for us, especially because we're coming from the north when we come down there, the easiest place for us to park is Mickey and Friends. And, it can be a pain in the butt sometimes because the lines are so long and, depending on what time of day you get there. And sometimes
Pixar's is closed.
yeah, Pixar is closed a lot of the time. Like sometimes we get our floor confused. Like, are we 3 or 4? But like, we're pretty good at remembering where it is. So for me, I think Mickey and Friends seems like it's the best because the trams are just crazy going in and out of there all the time too. And also you can just walk to downtown Disney fairly easily going that way too. And sometimes we'll even start our day like with Trader Sam or something like that. So we'll go to Trader Sam and then,
Shocking,
kind of
isn't
like
it?
Of all
like
places,
a kind of like a little amuse bouche for the rest of the day, if you know what I'm saying. and then we we can walk back easily at the end of the night, and a lot of times we end the day in downtown Disney anyway, so it's like a nice walk back to Mickey and Friends. So
Usually we grab a bite to eat, and then we got to walk it off to kind of like, 'cause
Yeah.
we have like a long ride home, so we're like, oh, let's just walk it.
But
Walk
the thing
it
I
off.
gotta say that really is a huge bummer that they really need to change is, like Katrina alluded to, was the Pixar and Pals parking lot, because they have the entrance over like beyond the Mickey and Friends area, and you have to kind of go by the Disneyland Hotel.
Oh, Magic
and
Way,
then-
right?
Yeah, Magic Way, and then you go in there, and then it's closed. So they really need to come up with better signage or something to tell you, is it open or closed? Because also there's a lot of days where you park at Mickey and Friends, you pull into Mickey and Friends, and then you just keep on driving, and they have you, because Pixar Pals is connected to Mickey and Friends, so they'll just have you drive into the Pixar lot, and it's like, so sometimes they just use it for Mickey and Friends, sometimes they open it by itself. So they need to come up with some way, just put a big sign up, that a big like light sign, and says, Pixar Pals is open or whatever,
Yeah.
because we just don't ever go that way,
Yeah.
because it's
It's a risk.
the risk is too high that it's closed. And
then
then
it takes another 15
yeah,
minutes.
and then when it is closed, it's just a waste of time. So that's something they really need to change, and I think that would be a good thing for their guests, 100%.
Fantastic. Well, let us know you feel like this Car Finder app is going to help you. We'd love to hear your perspective. Moving on out to Walt Disney World specifically now, Magic Kingdom has been working on TRON Lightcycle Run for what feels like an eternity. Well, they've released some more details when it comes to this new roller coaster heading to Magic Kingdom. My News 13's Ashley Carter reports that TRON Lightcycle Run at Magic Kingdom is still under construction, and although Disney hasn't revealed an opening timeline, the company recently released more details about the attraction. In a post by the Disney Parks blog, Disney also shared some details about the attraction's storyline, which is set after the events of the 2010 sequel, TRON Legacy, saying Sam Flynn is now opening new gateways into this digital realm at specific locations around the world. The first portal he created is at Shanghai Disneyland with the original TRON Lightcycle Power Run, and now Magic Kingdom guests will get their turn through this second gateway, close quote. Riders will board Lightcycle bikes before launching into the grid, where they will race through a computerized world. They will be part of Team Blue and compete against Team Orange with the goal of being the first to make it through 8 Energy Gate. Tyler, we now have a backstory when it comes to this ride, but when the heck do you anticipate this thing is going to open?
I don't know. I hope before I die.
It's taken forever.
I honestly, I can't even really tell you. I mean, it's either going to open. I think it's finally going to open 2023. But is it going to open summer or holiday? Those are, that's what I think we're really looking at here. And I would almost want to lean towards summer because that's, when they're going to have a big crowd coming in, obviously. It's still going to be warm outside, and there's a lot of outdoor segments to this roller coaster. Not like it gets cold in the winter in Florida necessarily all the time, but I would think for an outdoor roller coaster, you would probably want it to open in a warmer time, I guess, but I don't know. Time will tell. I say that, and then I'm like, but will it? Who knows? But they've been testing it. Yeah, they've been testing it, so it's got to be. I mean, they can complete the whole loop on it, I'm sure. So, I'm sure the track is ready to go. It's just, can they get all the infrastructure in place? That's probably what they're really working on now. And the show details,
Meanwhile, we're still waiting on the return of the Walt Disney World Railroad in this process because it's backed up because of this ride.
Right.
Because the track goes basically right through it, essentially. And so, yeah, it's wild to think that there have been so many delays and this thing has just been being built for year after year after. Like every time I visit Walt Disney World, I'm like, well, where are we at now? I mean, where's the sign of progress?
Do you think they're going to open them on the same day, Tron and the Railroad, to see who gets more? Who's gonna go online first for which one?
Oh, well.
Who's gonna
I
win?
think Tron's gonna win.
I think Tron will win. Yeah.
Are you sure? There's some Railroad loyalists there.
There are, but
True. Far less to look at though at Disney World's Magic Kingdom than you got at Disneyland.
I never really liked the train
sure.
over there anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot less
we
to
did it
enjoy,
a couple
right?
times.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot to
I know
see.
I've brought it up on the show before, but I was really, really hoping that they were gonna make like a dinosaur diorama like they have at Disneyland. When Ellen's Energy Adventure closed, because that has a lot of the same exact dinosaurs in it, actually, that are in the Disneyland Railroad. They really missed a really cool thing with that. That could have been
job,
awesome.
Chapek.
Way to go, Chapek.
Grow some hair, why don't you?
Oh, jeez.
Sorry,
Someone
all my
tell
bald
Josh
friends out
tomorrow he needs to step it up also and
Yeah,
blame Bob
his-
Chapek.
there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
As
Tell
we all
him.
like to say, yeah. As we learned this past week, one of Bob Iger's failures as a leader. Yeah, that report also came out this past week. We aren't getting into it today, but yeah.
I
What a
gotta
ballsy
giggle.
thing to say. I feel
Right?
like.
After all this time, finally, getting that scoop that Bob Iger is admittedly very disappointed at the decision to have made Bob Chapek a CEO. So I
Can't
think
wait for
we
his
all knew it.
second book.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
My greatest mistakes by
Yeah.
Bob Iger.
I'd buy it. Yeah.
Why did I hire Junior by
Yeah.
Bob Iger?
It's on its way. Absolutely. Will you let us know? Are you looking forward to TRON Lightcycle Run? Did you forget it was being built because it's been getting built for the last decade? We would love to hear from you in our comments. Moving along here. Elsewhere in Walt Disney World, an iconic structure has been demolished. It's so wild to think that the Tower of Terror billboard that so many people see en route to all of the theme parks on Walt Disney World property has been removed. Click Orlando reporting that at one time near Magic Kingdom, drivers saw signs promoting Animal Kingdom's It's Tough to Be a Bug, Epcot's Mission Space attraction, and so on. But the Tower of Terror billboard along World Drive shows terrified guests falling down the ride's terrifying elevator shaft. At one time, the elevator could tilt and even featured electrifying lightning effects. And construction equipment arrived this past week, and now the billboard is gone. Disney said no changes are coming to the popular attraction inside Hollywood Studios. The roadside change comes after Disney said earlier this year that it would soon be swapping out its purple road signs that it's known for around the property for more vibrant blue and yellow ones. And Katrina, what do you imagine is the motivation behind demolishing such an iconic billboard, especially given the fact that Disney has admitted now that no changes are coming to Tower of Terror, so why get rid of this thing?
I know. It's like, I mean, if they were going to repaint it, they don't have to like remove it to come back to like make it more vibrant or something. Like the only thing I could think of is like, okay, maybe it'll be a Tron promotional thing, you know, or maybe it'll be something for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, some kind of promotional item, because everybody knows that like Tower of Terror is in Hollywood Studios, so there's really no need for a promotion. But it is like, it's like an iconic thing. I kind of also forgot about Tough to Be a Bug because that's gone too. I remember driving by there and always giggling when I saw it, but because it's like, yeah,
she had a smoky butt. It was funny.
Yeah, it's cute. It was funny. So I kind of forgot about that one. But again, like it's just an iconic thing, and so we get upset by it. So maybe it'll be like a Tron Lightcycle. Maybe it'll be like little motorcycles going around or something. It's got to be something cool, right? It can't be like a blue sign, like a boring sign to tell you where to drive.
I think it's gonna be nothing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I was really hoping it was going to be an advertisement for something, you know.
Yeah, a new billboard for the modern era, maybe.
It might be really
cool.
stupid and cheap, but because we all know who JPEG is, so.
They should make it a people mover one. That's what I want.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Oh, I like that.
That'd be really cool.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Yeah. A sign that says "Text your money now and save time at the park."
Or it says,
that could work out.
We do have Guardians of the Guardians. I just ruined it. We do have Galaxy's Edge. I swear.
Yeah.
It's great.
You'll love it.
It's
Trust
so
the billboard.
Immersive.
Yeah, it's sad to see such an iconic piece of advertising gone. You know, part of the whimsy and charm of Walt Disney World, and you know, having that sort of expansive property that they do have, is that they do things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and you see these billboards that aren't like anything you would see in real life elsewhere.
Yeah.
So to see something like this iconic billboard, which I know, you know, even the story mentions there, you know, it's kind of fallen into a bit of disrepair in recent years. It doesn't really tilt anymore. You don't see the lightning anymore like you used to. You couldn't just fix that? I don't understand why demolish it now, unless it was unstable, unless there was a problem and it dealt with safety. But I feel like Disney probably would have said something like that.
They would have taken it away if it was safety a while ago at that point, you know?
Well, maybe it's safe. Maybe they've realized recently, you know, but I don't know. I feel like, of course, for like a lot of us longtime Disney World fans, it's kind of a blow and it's not cool. I'm not happy to see it go because I always love seeing it, but you know, I have to think of it too from the perspective of new people coming to Disney World and seeing that thing on the side of the road, and it's not the prettiest billboard anymore. Like, you know, it has fallen.
It's been through a few
disrepair.
hurricanes.
Yeah, and you know, I can see them just wanting to pretty up their land and get rid of these kind of old-timey things.
Putting on a suit changes his attitude.
That's right. We went from average Joe Tyler to snooty Tyler now in this suit.
That's right.
Look at that. Everything needs to be higher class.
That's right.
We don't care about the past people. We care about the future money.
That's right. Modernize it.
Yeah, give me
Sleek.
that modern money. See? I also think I look kind of like a mob boss.
You really do.
I'm like, yeah.
Snazzy
Keep talking,
mob
you'll be
boss.
sleeping with the fish.
No, we don't want that.
No.
Bugsy, please. No, sir. Well, are you going to miss this Tower of Terror advertisement, this billboard? I know it's a weird thing to fixate on, but it's just another thing from the past that we're losing that brought so much charm to a place like Walt Disney World. And if you were to replace it with something new, maybe a new attraction worth advertising, what would you decide to replace it with? We'd love to hear your comments down below. All right, my friends, we got the Disney list coming up next. Stick around. Remember those carefree days of childhood where the magic still existed? When you didn't feel guilty about eating mountains of cereal with, we'll just say, questionable nutrition? Well, now you can have your cereal and you can eat it too. Because Magic Spoon has re-engineered that same great taste with grown-up ingredients for an absolutely game-changing Cereal 2.0. I adore cereal. I treasure cereal. It's one of my favorite things to eat, but I just can't justify eating mounds of sugar in every bowl. I don't need to worry about that with Magic Spoon, because it's high protein, low carb, and 0 grams of sugar in each serving. I know, it's hard to believe, but it also comes in 6 delicious flavors: frosted, fruity, cocoa, cinnamon, blueberry, and peanut butter. Plus, they've got limited edition flavors released throughout the year, like gingerbread or peaches and cream. So taste that magic of childhood all over again and get yourself some Magic Spoon cereal. Plus, take $5 off your order at checkout. All you got to do is insert the promo code Kingdom Team. That's right, Kingdom Team at checkout will get you $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com. That's magicspoon.com. Promo code Kingdom Team. Time for the Disney List, where we take a look at some of the best and worst of the Disney parks coast to coast. This time fixating on Walt Disney World Resort, mainly because earlier this past week, a video, basically a promo ad that Walt Disney World put out at one time many years ago, resurfaced online, got an awful lot of attention, and it reminded everybody just what we're missing. Let's take a look.
Stay right here with us and then you'll get some magic powers. Extra time inside the parks, we call it extra magic hours. These extra magic hours happen every single day. It's all complimentary, an extra thank you for your stay. Hey, check this out. It's called a Magic Band. Another cool perk you get when you stay in a Disney Resort hotel. We'll give you each a magic band. Wear it on your favorite hand. Amping up the fun when you're on the run. Your magic band will get it done. Just pick the color best for you. Orange, yellow, green, and blue. You can open up your door, use it at a store. You think that's cool? Just wait, there's more. That's right. You can even use your magic band at our Fast Pass Plus locations. What's Fast Pass Plus, you ask? Come on, I'll show you. You've got so much to do. You need the perfect perk for you. To cut down on your wait, make a fast pass date. We'll help you get on through. It makes your stay a treat. Reserve that meet and greet. Come on, get it now. Make your trip a wow, it's sweet. And you know what else is sweet? As a guest of a Disney Resort hotel, you get first access to Fast Pass Plus service up to 60 full days before you check in. Flying into Orlando Airport? Then you get to experience Disney's Magical Express service. We can pick you up with our airport bus, drop your bags and you at your doorstep. Plus, with the drive off your mind, leave your worries behind. Transportation, it's on us. Even after you get here, take a monorail or a boat or a bus. There's no fee, no charge, there's no mess, no fuss. With the drive off your mind, leave your worries behind. Transportation, it's on us.
This commercial from 2015 really did document so many of the things that Disney was proud to give you complimentary, right? It was included in your Walt Disney World stay, all things that you could take advantage of by being a Walt Disney World Resort guest. Well, it's pretty crazy to think that that was only a few years ago, 2015, that came out, that promo was created and pushed out to the masses. And so much has changed in such a short amount of time. Now, certainly we want to acknowledge that we have gone through sort of the heat of the pandemic and all kinds of wild things have occurred since then to really minimize so many recreational offerings that are available anywhere, not just at Disney. So we want to, of course, acknowledge that. However, as the parks return to more of a fuller capacity by Disney's own admission and things continue to be brought back online to sustain that fuller capacity, we wanted to focus today on not just that commercial, but some of the perks that that have gone by the wayside in recent years that we miss the most. And so here with me today, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, to talk about it. I guess, Katrina, we'll start with you. What's a complimentary perk that you miss that's been completely removed from the whole Walt Disney World experience?
You know, I always thought it was fun about the magic bands, like for them being free. I thought it was always like a really fun, exciting thing to start your vacation off with, right? So you spent time trying to talk to your like other person and you're like trying to figure out where to go. You decide on Disney World and then you get your kids involved and you're like, hey, what color magic band do you want? You pick your color, you write your name inside, and then you get like a fun little gift right before your vacation, right? It shows up at your door and you're super excited and you just like, you let your kids open it or you guys open it together and you're like, oh my God, it's so exciting. And then it again, like it tracks, and they still sell them now, but it was just fun when it was like free. And then, or if you missed it, you check in at the resort and they were able to get it last minute for you and you choose your color and they're able to like set it up. But now you have to pay for it. So it's just like, okay, I already booked a vacation and now I go online to pick a magic band and now I have to pay $10. And you're like, what? Now I have to pay on top of paying again and then having it shipped to me. And like, it's just a lot when you already paid like thousands and thousands of dollars to stay on the resort. And then you have to pay like, $10 for a colored one or 15 to 20 for a printed one. And then per person. So if you have like 6 people, like shell that out more, it's just kind of like, oh gosh, it's always like price on price on price. So it's kind of like a bummer. And I miss the magic band because I love when we designed them ourselves. Like I was like, okay, this time you're going to get a yellow, I'm going to get a red. And then I would like put something like just a random name inside. And then we would like wear them, for a couple times. And now we have this like long rope of magic bands. And like I wanted them to make it longer so I could wrap it around a tree, like a tiny one for Christmas and make a magic band tree. We're almost there. We're so close.
If anything, you're right, like a keepsake. It was a keepsake.
It was just a memory.
Yeah. An extra special thing, a tangible thing that you could bring home and say, look, I have this as a memory from my Walt Disney World vacation.
Can you imagine show and tell as a kid? Like, I mean, even when we left, like, a lot of people can't go back all the time to Disney World. That's like their one trip. And for a kid to have it and they're able to like wear it on the plane and just have it because they are able to open their door and pay for stuff. It was just, scan for Fast Pass and stuff. It was just like a fun item to have that was included.
And a couple weeks before your vacation, it would show up on the doorstep and it would be like a thing to get all excited about.
Yeah.
And be like, oh man, yeah, we're going to be going really soon. And oh, here, this one says my name on it.
Well, it's like a surprise, right? So like, a package
surprise,
came. Like, why don't you open it? And then the kids open it and they're like, wow, we're going to Death the Wild, So it's just so fun. And now you have like the parents being like, okay, we bought these, but hey, look at this fun little surprise that we got for you kids. Open it. And then they're like, yeah, oh, I didn't really want that one. And then they're like, ugh. That was a waste of $20.
For such a hard push that Disney did on all of these magic bands to be a thing to begin with. I remember having a conversation with the president of Walt Disney World about the test runs of these, and I got to be a part of the test run at Walt Disney World one time, where we were experiencing different, because it was all new at the time, right? So you were using it for everything, and you're using it for different things than you would typically, because they were trying to get it utilized in almost everything that you did. And I remember the president saying, the one thing that we sort of didn't take into account was because you can wear it and it's waterproof. And obviously when you're out to your resort hotel, you can take it and use it to enter your room, right? You use it to open your door. And so a lot of people were wearing them to the pool. He goes, but unfortunately, most kids would run and jump in the pool, and the pressure would shoot the magic band off of their wrist, and then it would be
really?
down in the pool somewhere, and they'd forget that they weren't wearing it anymore.
Wow.
And he said, so we need to work on that. I remember that being like a point of contention for him. He's like, we need to figure out a way in which to secure these better to folks. But it's so weird to think that we went from this era where they were pushing the magic bands on everybody, and it was complimentary, and it was something that was part of your planning experience before you even got there. And it was so cool, especially, when I would fly from California out to Florida for a Disney World trip, you would know who was heading to Walt Disney World based on who you saw on the plane with the magic bands on.
Yeah.
People were prepared. I mean, it was like a source of pride, and now that piece of pride is gone. If not for nothing more than to just showcase that people are proud to represent Disney on the outside world with the magic band. I mean, that's that's a conversation starter. You know, that's something that really will drive more people, more interest into, hey, what is that thing? You know, is that a Fitbit? What do you got there? Like, what the heck is that on your wrist? It would start so many conversations, and now you can still get it, just another upcharge. I guess, Tyler, let's Tyler, let's move on
Don't
to
you
you.
dare call me Taylor.
You know what? Let's tailor that suit. Tyler.
It's good enough. What are you talking about? You know Taylor?
People in our live chat saying, maybe you should run for president with this look. Look
I'm
at
seeing
you.
that. I'm
And you're
seeing
making
that.
these statements about Chapek and what things we should do with Walt Disney World property now. I don't know.
Maybe I should run Disney.
Oh, there we go.
I think I could do a better job than Chapek.
Might as well try.
I'm
Yeah.
power to the people.
Power to the people.
That's what I would say if
That's
I was
right.
in Chapek's position.
The Disney people president, Tyler Crouch, going to stand on top of a mountain.
I'm here for you. I'm here
yeah.
for you.
Matterhorn
I'm talking,
Mountain.
and I'm talking to you right now.
Oh,
Oh,
You. I'm here for you, and your family and your loved ones. We'll get this done. Don't worry.
launching his campaign, Tyler Crouch 2023.
That's right.
There's still time. There's still time to overthrow the contract extension for Bob Chapek. That's right. A complimentary thing that has gone by the wayside at Disney World that you missed, Tyler.
I mean, mine goes hand in hand with the Magic Bands. I feel like it's the free fast passes. I mean, the fact that now you have to do this whole Genie Plus thing, and to be frank, I feel like it is kind of nicer in a way to not have to plan 60 days ahead of time what rides you think you're going to want to go on each day. So that was like one downside of the current way that fast passes were, but at the same time, you didn't have to pay for them. They came with your hotel room. They came with your ticket. You know, so I think just the loss of free fast passes is a huge bummer. But honestly, too, the other thing that I always say, to Disney's credit, they were kind of the last theme park to start charging for a fast pass sort of thing. Universal has been charging for express passes for years. Even Six Flags has their passes, and Knott's has, or I guess Cedar Point, has Cedar Fair. They have, their own express passes as well. So, Disney didn't charge for that stuff for quite a while, but, now that they are, and you go back to that commercial that we just watched, and it is a huge bummer to think of just how many things used to be free that are no longer that way. And fast passes is a big one for me, for sure. I just don't like the idea of, paying for it. At least I wish that you could buy like a fast pass package, maybe like so
what they
that
did at club level. So if you paid like $50 extra per day, the minimum was 3 days, you could get 3 extra fast passes.
well, not even just that. I just mean like a yearly package that would like be on your annual pass or something.
Is this
like,
part of your campaign platform?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take note, Chapek, because you're going down next summer. I know. I just think that that would be a better way to do it, at least. Like,
you know how we had Max
so
Pass
that I
here in
wouldn't-
California?
no, because Max Pass you still had to pay for every day. My point is I want it to
No,
be
but
like a
annual pass,
yearly.
we paid it a lump sum for annual passes. They allowed it for passes you could add on Max
Oh
Pass.
no, you're
Oh,
right.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right. No, you got me there.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
She's
why I'm
right.
the first lady.
So exactly. Keep me on track. So, but I do think, yeah, like that'd be cool if you could add it to your annual pass or something like that. I would prefer that as to like, oh, every day I come in, I have to like, pay for it again on the app, and all that adds up, it really does. So
Yeah.
I miss those free fast passes. That's what I miss. Give me them free things.
Change we can believe in.
Yeah.
Make Disney World great again.
Oh no.
No,
We're gonna use
no,
that
no,
phrase.
I'm not
There
gonna
we
use
go.
that one.
We're on our way. That's right.
No, I'll keep.
Well, I'll tell you that
Magic will happen.
magic will happen. That's right. I'll tell you that when it comes to the Magical Express departing, just in general, I was somebody that utilized that every time I went to Walt Disney World. And as a perk to get around, also you still have the buses that will take you to and from your resort hotel to a theme park. Now you have the Skyliner involved, which is extra helpful and kind of alleviates the pressure on the buses. However, now they've eliminated a bunch of buses in the process.
Oh,
And
boy.
now,
Yes,
now you
true.
wait even longer for the buses, so it's a give and take. I know it's a delicate balance, but losing Magical Express from the airport to your resort hotel, a complimentary service with the airline check-in, which was also
Yeah.
something that was a part of it at your resort hotel. There were a lot of extras that allowed you to really value staying on site at Disney World, and it was such a sort of campaign and promotion that they had for decades, really as an attempt to just get you to stay on site and don't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
You don't need to, right? And now there are fewer and fewer options, fewer and fewer perks that really make it
What's the reason to
worthwhile.
stay there anymore?
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
kind of disappointing to see. And so I think about the loss of Magical Express, no longer even an option for you. In addition to that, extra magic hours.
Yes, I was thinking about that too. I
Yeah.
was like, because we used to utilize the ones on the back end, not the morning ones, because we were coming from 3 hours behind. So we were awake at that point. So usually we would fly in and we would find the park that had magic hours for the end day. So we would like, maybe Magic Kingdom would be open until 1 a.m. and we were like wide awake. So we were like, yeah, let's go. And it was like empty. So like that day we were able to get most of Magic Kingdom done in like 3 hours that we
Yeah.
had for magic hours. And then we didn't really go back to Magic Kingdom.
Because you knocked it out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's one of those things that, now it's only reserved for people that are staying at the deluxe Disney World resort hotels for late night extra magic hours. That's it. If you're in any of the other categories of resorts, good luck. You're now relegated to getting a good 30 minutes
Yeah.
before everything
Oh, boy.
begins at a park of choice that day. So, good luck to you with that extra 30 minutes. But for hours, there's still this ability, if you are willing to pay as much that is needed to get into a deluxe hotel, you'll get your extra magic hours after and into the late night, which is very helpful during summertime, I have to say. So at any rate, lots of perks gone by. Very unfortunate, to say the least, that Walt Disney World has lost so many complimentary things over the course of time. Let us know. I'm sure there's plenty that we're missing, plenty that you probably enjoy. We'd love to hear from you. Leave it in our comments section what you miss in terms of Disney World perks you used to get. All right, my friends, stick around. Kingdom Report Live rolls on with a salute to Disneyland's 67th birthday next.
Looking for some digital magic to help you through your week? The Kingdom Report is here for you, covering the latest Disneyland and Disney World news, experiences, and events. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Report Live so you never miss an update. And drop a subscribe on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel for new videos every week. Don't miss out. Join this growing community of theme park fans as we aim to connect you to more of what makes you happy. For more information, visit kingdomreportlive.com. And now, back to the magic.
Time for the one thing, all about one specific item we have an interest in, worth mentioning on the broadcast. Today's one thing happens to deal with the one thing we love the most about Disneyland Park after 67 years of magic. Celebrating 67 years is the Disneyland Park, that original Magic Kingdom. I guess, Tyler, what one thing do you love most about Disneyland 67 years on? And maybe, a treasured memory from 67 years of Disneyland. Certainly you aren't as old as Disneyland, but you've been a part of going there for a little bit of that time. Some memories attached to it.
Yeah, they've been building TRON Lightcycle coaster since the day Disneyland opened, actually. So, I think just kind of, it's kind of a corny one, I guess, but I feel like, and a lot of people will probably feel a similar way that I do, but I think the thing that is so great about Disneyland is it just makes me feel like a kid again every time I go. And I also get to think about just great memories that I had, growing up. And I would go a lot with my dad and my mom, and, every other spring break, me and my dad would go and stay at the Disneyland Hotel for a few days, back when they had a marina in the middle of the dang hotel, and they had a World of Color Junior off to the side, and
Dancing Waters, right?
Yeah, Dancing Waters, yeah. And so I just have a lot of great memories like that, and so it kind of feels like going home to me in a lot of ways. When I'm there, I'm family. It's like an Olive Garden.
Breadsticks for all.
Yeah.
Where's Vin Diesel?
Or yeah, right. Get him in here.
No
Real
Vin
family.
Diesel allowed. No,
Oh, okay.
he's not part of my family. But yeah, just as far as like great memories go, they used to, a long time ago, now dessert parties are
The norm.
the normal,
Yeah.
but there was a time where it was not just a normal thing. It was a rarity, and it was also hard to figure out how to do it. So my dad somehow figured out, if you go to this one guest services window very early in the morning, the night of a Fantasmic show, you could get tickets to a dessert party that was up on the balcony, what used to be the gallery, up above Pirates of the Caribbean, and now it's the Dream.
Well,
No,
yeah,
it's like
now it's
31
gone.
Royal.
Went to Dream Suite, and now the
31
Royal.
Yeah,
Royal,
now it's Royal
30
21.
21, 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many like different suites and stuff I had to think about. I was like, Dream Suite,
Numbers, yeah.
But yeah, Royal 21 is what it is now. But it, so if you're walking, past like where they serve the gumbo, and you look up at that balcony, you can picture a tiny little Tyler sitting up there,
Oh,
just
The
what a memory.
cutest little thing.
just slurping down that hot chocolate like nobody's business, and watching Fantasmic up there with my dad, having a couple little finger brownies, that's
Finger
that's
brownies.
yeah, they got
Your
finger when
fingers?
you're doing tea time, they got finger sandwiches, I'm thinking these are little finger brownies 'cause
Oh,
they're so
yeah.
I was
small,
thinking scary Halloween fingers.
Oh,
Finger
no.
brownies.
No.
Bite-sized brownies.
That is sick, Katrina. I'm talking about bite-sized brownies.
Come on,
Oh, okay.
Katrina.
Gosh, get your act together, Katrina.
And that was always a great memory to me. Like you'd have to get up at the buck crack of dawn to actually be able to get one of these tickets, because if you think about it, that's a small area.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like 10, 12 people max that got to do this thing every night. So I mean, just the fact that my dad was willing to do that, and you found out about it. I don't even remember how he found out about it, but it was so cool. And I'll cherish those memories of watching. And that's why to this day, still, sometimes when I'm watching Fantasmic or even just walking by or whatever, and that music starts up, I get a little tear in my eye, because my dad has unfortunately passed away, and being at Disneyland is one of those things that brings me closer to him, and I think about those dessert parties, and it feels like home, like I
Yeah.
said. So that's what I love about Disneyland. 67 years on, so thank you to everybody that has a special place in Disneyland, because it is a great thing for me and my friends and family and loved ones. So everybody except for Chapek, but
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
but yeah, that's what I love about 67
That's
years
beautiful.
of Disneyland.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. One of those vulnerable memories that, I think so many people attach to a place like Disneyland, a location that means so much and carries so much heart and really makes an impact on people's lives. Disneyland helps to magnify ordinary moments. And that's, I think, the thing that I love most about it is, over the course of 67 years, that this is the one place in the world where perhaps magic can really happen. Perhaps joy can be felt by everyone. Perhaps everybody is on the same playing field. Everybody is an equal here. It's a spectacular place that I think Walt Disney realized so long ago needed to be built for the sake of retreat, for the sake of a place where people could go to get lost for a while. And it, no doubt, I think came upon, especially if you look at the time frame, I've always thought about this, kind of like what led Walt. We all hear what Walt has said in different interviews and stuff, like, oh, it came about while my daughters were playing on a playground, and I thought, why can't parents and children play together? I believe that to be a piece of it, but I also think that Walt, who himself was a part of, even a world war, was someone that probably saw the state of the world at the time in particular as sort of everything was falling down, and you look at the timeline and just it was chaos. It was chaos everywhere leading up to this. And I think that Walt knew there needed to be a place where people could go escape it all. And if he could create that place, it would be timeless. It would always have a success rate, because it will be a place that people could go and feel that escapism no matter what was going on, and they wouldn't be reminded of the outside world in the process. So anyway, I think that to me, that's one of the true golden nuggets of Disneyland, is that it's a place where you can truly escape, and it makes such a difference in people's lives, and it magnifies those special moments. So thank you for being the precursor to all of that, Tyler. And Katrina, what do you got? Special moments and maybe
gosh.
something
I feel like
you
you
love.
guys said everything so perfectly because I mean it's true. Like we all have the same like love for Disneyland in particular. Like I mean I think like again like people like to pick it apart if they've never really gone to Disneyland before. Like the castle may be small, but the emotion's very mighty. Like I go in and I just know that I'm home. Like I walk in, I needed it. I mean, we've all seen the video of me like bawling my eyes out after 2 years of it being closed, and I was like, I'm not gonna cry. And then as soon as I see it, I just like lost it. I was like, ah! And but a lot of people may not have that attachment to Disneyland, and I think for me, and again, like what you said, it's like when you go in, you're home, you're safe. It's a place to escape. It's a place to just feel comfortable. Remember, like, good memories. Like I've had beautiful memories there with like my family, even like going to meet with Tyler when we first started dating. And then now look what happened. But like it was like one of those things where, like that was like our love story, right? So we both loved Disney. I came to visit. And I really just wanted to go to Disneyland again. My cousin didn't want to go. And so then Tyler, like barely even knowing me, was like, I'll take you. And then we had like a great time. We were talking about my story, his story, about our love for Disneyland. And I think that's like a beautiful memory that I have. And then just like the castle is like one of my focal points that I just love. And like the carousel is like one of my favorite things to do. Really great memories that I have with my family. I used to get bribed with churros to go onto Peter Pan because I was scared of the dark. So that was always a fun memory. But, it's just one of those things where, when you go into Disneyland, you don't have to like worry about anything. If you're trying to escape just problems, you just like walk in and you just can just walk around. You don't have to go on rides. You don't have to spend a dime. You can just like walk, and you have to spend a dime to get in. But you can walk in, just sit down, look at the cute ducks.
You have to spend a lot of dimes to get in.
Spend a lot of dimes.
It does make a difference.
Now. And then, but again, there's just like things you can just do if you have like an annual pass. That's why we have the most annual pass people here, like in Southern California. It's just, Friday night, you just go to Disneyland, you go on a date, you go wherever just to kind of sit and just make memories, So, yeah, happy birthday, Disney.
Happy birthday, Disneyland. We're so proud of you. 67 magical years. I'll tell you.
Get it, girl.
Get it, girl. I had so many tremendous memories, so many great things that have happened to me, both as somebody that has visited and as somebody that has helped lead that destination. And I often think about some, like full circle examples where for years, I would go to the Plaza Inn at the end of Main Street and celebrate my birthday when I was very young. And oftentimes, the one person that would help me celebrate my birthday was someone that oversaw the Plaza Inn and had become sort of a cornerstone of the Plaza Inn restaurant and had worked there for 30 some odd years. At any rate, he was always there to take care of me and make sure that I felt like the most important person in the world and celebrated to the nth degree. And absolutely anybody with me, whether it was parents or friends, he went into overdrive to make my birthday extra special. Fast forward about 15 years, and I was assigned to be the person responsible for leading the Plaza Inn. And I was suddenly this person's boss. And I remember the first day I walked in, and I saw him standing there, and I said, I don't know if you remember me, but you, sir, made my life very special. And he said, of course I remember you. And he goes, and when I saw your name on the door as the person coming in here to help lead things, I couldn't be more excited. I could not have been more thrilled to know that finally we get to work together because I saw the magical spark in your eye, and I know what we're going to do is tear this place up. Aww. And we sure did for as long as I was there. So I think about those full circle experiences. By the way, he is still at the Plaza Inn to this very day. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, if you ever get an opportunity, look for the blue name tag of Steve over at the Plaza Inn. He's often there throughout the week, and you can still feel his version of the Disney magic to this very day. So happy birthday, Disneyland, 67 years.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook, I'm realizing. Yeah.
Are you? Well, he's a fan of the show, I think.
Yeah.
He's also a fan of the show, so he tends to tune in. So, Steve, we're thinking
guy.
of you, buddy. And thank you.
Everything I see him doing on Facebook, I'm like, this guy is great.
Yeah, right?
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's quite the he's the unofficial mayor of Main Street. That's what we like to say.
That's right.
I love
That's
it.
what he is, yeah. So if you ever get an opportunity to meet Steve, tremendous individual that carries the heart of all Walt Disney on to this very day. So, Steve, we love you, pal, and thanks for making Disneyland such a special place. And a big congratulations to 67 years of Disneyland Park. We couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of the journey. All right, my friends, that about wraps things up for us here. We want to give you your very own Kingdom Report mug. In order to win one of these babies, all you got to do is leave the phrase that pays underneath this video on our YouTube channel. As soon as the live video is done, you can come in underneath this video and leave a comment with the phrase that pays. That phrase that pays this week, Happy Birthday Disneyland. Happy Birthday Disneyland is the phrase that pays. You have between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to leave that comment. We will reach out to you if you are the winner, and we will let you know not only have you won, but we're going to get you your very own mug on the way with the color of choice. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, as we depart here today, that the legacy of Walt Disney lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you next week, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.